What's going on, everyone? Hello and welcome back to another Spin&Go episode. Today we're starting at the $60 level. We have one chance at the 60s if we win, up to the hundreds. If we lose, we're down to the 30s. If you guys want to play Spin&Gos with me on PokerStaples, check out the link down in the description below. And again, like always, this is a Let's Play series. There's probably some of you out there that are much better at Spin&Gos than me. My goal is to have fun playing these things, and hopefully you guys enjoy watching them. So let's get into the action. $60 level. Up to 600,000 in these Spin&Gos, but most of the time we're gonna get a 120. Let's just get lucky. We've actually been pretty lucky at this level. We've hit a lot of 240s and some 360s as well, so that doesn't mean anything. It's just an observation, you know? All right, here we go. Haha, all right, another 4X. We're playing for 240 bucks, and to get up to the $100 level, we're up against Bank from Poland and Jet Surf Jet from Poland. A couple Polish dudes. All right, let's call with the A6. Start with the check. They bet 35 on the King A4. I'm gonna check raise. I'm gonna make it 120 to go, because that bet to me is kind of like weakish or whatever. They're gonna have nothing enough at the time that we can just check raise here. Could enter the check call mode. I would probably check call if I had the Ace of Hearts, but we're just gonna try and check raise, and it works, which is good. And we take down the first pot. Fold the Queen Deuce. 3-6, same thing, just a fold. 9-10 suited. All right, we're happy to play with this. I actually think we get to raise this against Jet Surf. Who limp calls? We see a King 10-7. I'm not going to bet here. I'm just going to check back. But we don't get the opportunity. They lead for 40 chips. So we will call, hope for a safe turn. 4 is pretty safe. They bet 80 again. There is lots of straight draws and lots of flush draws they can be betting here. So I'm just going to call again. Are we on Twitch? Hey! YouTube. Tomorrow. And a bit of 120 on the river. We're going to call. All the draws missed, so. And we take it down against Jack Deuce. Open up to 40. I'm going to fold the Deuce 5. Jacks. Come on. Come on. Come on. This is our moment. Jet Surf raises. We shove. Jet Surf. Tilt. They tilt with the 5-4. I knew they were tilting. Now we have to hold. We have to hold. Let's go, you guys. We take it down. How did I just knew Jet Surf was tilting. I knew it. I felt it in my heart. Ace 10. We'll raise it up. This could be it. We could just win right here. Here it is. Here it is. It's going for the layup. I'm actually behind, but we chop. Oh, what a good start. Okay, King 6. Let's defend. Ridiculous. Ridiculous flop. They bet 31. We'll call. We will call. Oh, full house. Amazing. This is how you run good in Spin&Gos, if anyone's wondering. And it goes check, check. We're going to bet on the river. Should bet 86, actually. Because if they have an ace, they're going to call. But they fold. Okay, blinds are going up to 15 and 30 now. We have Bank down to 8 big blinds. Or 7-ish big blinds, 7.8. And we have King 6. We are all in. They fold. Good stuff. Ace 3, we call. Against 7-4, okay, 55%. Still flipping-ish. We got a dodge-ish. Not gonna happen. They had the flush draw, the gut shot, and the pair draw. I mean, they still had 40%. We're gonna start with a limp here with the 9-5. King 7-7, okay, not a lot going on here. Let's bet here. 9 high is not a hand we're gonna show down and be able to win. A 6 or an 8 will give us a straight draw, so I feel pretty comfortable about betting for those reasons. Defend with a King 3, flop a top pair King, and check raise, because there's going to be a lot of draws that can potentially bet here. So I'm pretty happy check raising and getting it in with our top pair. Bank calls with King 4. Okay, we chop a lot, but we need the dodge. We need the dodge. No, we do not dodge, Bank. Now we're tied. We're behind. We're behind now. It's okay. We're going to do our best. We have to stay focused, composed. We got this. All right, we will call and check on this Jack 7 Deuce and fold. Pocket 3s, we'll raise it up. Good fold. All right, that's fun. King 8 suited. This is a hand we're happy to play. They limp. I kind of want to raise here. We should have the best hand a lot of the time. So I'm actually going to raise it up, try and get some money in there. Ace 8 we raise. Get a call, okay, 4-6-6 on the flop. I am going to check back. It's close here as to whether we want to bet or check back. Happy I did, though. Pick up the 8 on the turn. They check. We will bet 57 chips into 120. And they check call. Interesting, okay. And a 4 on the river. I think it's a pretty easy bet fold. If they shove this river, we can just give it up. But they fold. Alright. Back in the lead. 7-6. How are we going to do here? We flop an open-ender. Now, it is the lower end of the open-ender, and there's a flush draw out there, so it's not super great. And I'm going to bet on this turn. This ace isn't great for us, but what we do if they call is we buy a river, which is nice. And sometimes they just fold if they don't have an ace, which is also good. They're raised to 165, so we have to decide, do we want to call 108 to win 342, and potentially more if we get there. Because right now we need about 23%. We have 8 outs, we have about 16%, but when we hit our hand, we're going to win a lot. So I think we get to call the 108. We'll probably win it all from bank if we hit a 5 or a 10. Now we pick up a pair, so we can hope that they're just like pure bluffing, but they don't. They have ace-king. And we're on to the next hand, which is ace-8. I'm going to limp, call a shove, or if they raise, I will shove myself. But we see a deuce 7-10, check back with the ace-high clubs, jack on the turn. Okay, we have a gut shot. They bet 45. I think I'm going to raise. Sort of turn my hand into a bluff. I don't really want to call. I don't think we're going to be too successful calling. But raising, I think we can put a lot of pressure on a lot of hands. And it works. And we're still tied. Ace-4 suited. Banke. What do you think here, Banke? A raise to 100. It's close. We could limp reshove, but I think they haven't shown enough willingness to want to raise light. So now we flop pretty gin situation here. So we're going to bet 96 chips. We're pretty happy getting this in against, like, you know, 10s or whatever. Like, with our overcard, with our straight draw, and our flush draw. Ace on the turn makes things interesting for bank. I still think we just bet this turn. They lead out for 140. So the question is, do we want to shove or just call? Well, I think if they're ever bluffing, we want them to keep bluffing, and there's not really any scary rivers for us, so we're just going to call. And then make a decision on the river if we brick, which we did. 8 of hearts is not a good river. So even though we had the super nuts on the flop, we don't necessarily have the super nuts anymore. But there's 700 in the pot. They check call, lead the ace, and then shove the river. And they raise pre-flop. This is pretty not fun. 390 to win 1100. And they can potentially lead with hearts on the turn. I don't think we can call, but it's really gross. Or I don't think we can fold, excuse me. It almost worked though. 5-7 against 4s, okay. To win the $240 and move back up to the hundreds. It's gonna work out. GG to bank. I mean, that's a sick play. I was really close to folding there. But we didn't. Okay, so let's change it up. $100. We are back at the top. We've won 240 bucks already. That feels good. Let's see if we can keep the heat going. Okay, so we're against Wytrer, who has earned 1 million BPPs lifetime. Definitely a grinder. And then PokerStaples, who we've played with a bunch. So probably a regular here. And safe to assume this is a regular here. So it's going to be a tough game, but that's okay. We'll make it. Raise up the 10-7 suited, and we get a call. Okay, we see a 6-8 king. We're going to bet on the flop 50. I'd probably play this pretty aggressively if they decided to raise. They didn't, though. We see a 5 on the turn. Cool. We're just going to keep betting here. We have an open-ender. I mean, it's not the end of the world if they shove and we have to fold because our draw isn't super strong. But, like, we can still represent a lot of strength here. They call. We make a straight on the river. We're going to keep betting. Yes, sometimes they have a flush, which means we're going to lose. But there's a lot of other times they have other stuff like this, and we're just going to double up. First hand. Okay, we're heads up for 200 bucks. Against who I assume to be a fairly good sit-and-go player, is showing Supernova Elite, which is not a status that exists on PokerStars anymore, but you used to have to earn 1 million VPPs in a year, and you could be Supernova Elite. So this guy plays a lot of sit-and-goes, clearly. So they have the edge in this match. I'm definitely not the better of the two players, unless something weird is happening. But they should just have way more experience at these than I do. We're going to still do our best, because it is still just poker. That's all it is. Some of you may have seen the Poker Night in America cash game that I played last summer, where I got to play with like Phil Hellmuth, Danny Negreanu, Tonio Esfandiari, Phil Locke, Jason Somerville, Elke, Nananoko, and more. The lineup was really, really sick. But I ended up winning 30K in that game, so that's sort of the fun part about poker, right? Is that even if you're not the best player at the table, you might be a slight dog, you can make some adjustments based on what other people think of you, and like still be successful. So we're going to try and make those adjustments. Bet call, and we have 2 pair on the river. If they shove, it sucks. If they shove, it sucks. If they shove, it sucks, but they call. Excellent. We are in a very commanding spot now. What did they have last end? They had 10-7. So they did have a top pair of 10s. The fold there. How about the 3-8? We're going to give them a walk. Let them have it. Queen Jack, we will call a shove if it comes in. We see a limp, and we're just going to shove ourselves here. Try and pick up the 40 chips. They fold, cool. We're going to start limping as well. 3 deuce suited included. If it was not suited, obviously I'd just fold again. All right. Lines are up in 1 minute. King, queen, here we go. I'm ready to go. But they fold, no! They fold. 5-8 suited. We see a flop of ace 5 deuce. I am going to bet here. It's close because we shouldn't have any aces or very many aces because they probably think a lot of those shove. So when we bet, we probably have the best hand because they should shove. But they can also play aggressively, and then it's like weird, you know? We have to call it off, but... Check on the turn. We make a flush on the river. Good stuff. Wide checks. And we're going to bet. They fold. Okay. Blinds are up to 15 and 30 now, which is good. They have less of an edge in the shoving area of the game. Jack 10 is going to be call of the shove because we know they're shoving correctly. We're up against 8-7 suited. Okay, that is a good start. We need to dodge the 9 or the 4. And we do. We take down the hundreds. We're 2 for 2. We're 2 for 2. Little voice crack. We deserved it. All right, let's go for number 3. What a great episode so far. I don't know if I've won 3 in a row yet. I don't think I have. This is our time. We get Whiter again. Playing for 400. Oh, this would be so nice. To win a 4x, a 2x, and a 4x at the top. Let's do it. I'm going to make a tight fold with King Deuce. Blue Nowhere from the UK. I'm assuming from London. It's just a guess. I know. Can't tell you guys for sure, but it seems like they're from London. So limp to 20, a raise to 55. Blue Nowhere is deciding. They shove. I call. 9s against 5s, okay? Pretty, you know, plays itself. There's not much to say there. And 9s are going to win, and now we are heads up against Whiter with the chip disadvantage. They won a double up first hand, so here we go. Against the Sit-and-Go reg. King Jack 7. That hits them a lot. It's going to be hard for us to get to showdown, I think, so I'm just going to fold. That might be too tight. I don't know. I don't know if that's too tight. Raise up the ace 5. I think against a person that's very experienced like this, I'm going to be more successful playing a raising strategy. So I'm going to do that. It decreases the edge, you know, ramps up the variance, which is fine. So we check here. We flop bottom pair with the backdoor flush draw and stuff. We're going to start with a check call. They bet 31 and an 80. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you bet that size? I'm going to raise now. I'm turning our bottom pair into a bluff because they really shouldn't bet 31 on this flop ever. Unless they're like nutted. So that's fine. And they call and we see Jack on the turn. Okay, we'll check. And just fold. We're giving up now. On to the next one where we are at slight chip disadvantage. I guess we should limp the 6-4. They're connected-ish. All right. King 5. It's real close if they decide to shove, but I think I'd fold. They limp though. Hey. Let's see a flop and flop a pair of 5s and start with a check and a call of this 20 chips. Deuce in the turn. We'll check again. It goes check, check, and we will bet the river. It's a thin bet with King 5. We're going to bet the river though. They call ace 10. All right. Definitely surprised that they played it that way, but they got us. I mean, they got us for some money. And I mean, if I can be honest with the wonderful people that are watching this right now, I'm not super confident we're going to win this one. I'm going to try my hardest. But, like, I think we're going to struggle. It's going to be tough. Here we go. Step 1. Okay. Back to 182. Not as big of a step as I would have hoped. We have to fold the 3-5. Jack 5. Can't call a shove. But we do get to see a flop. Which is King Queen 4. Not a very good flop for us, obviously. We have a whole bunch of nothing. Goes check, check, though. We make a pair of 5s on the turn. Check call is fine. Check call is cool to me. King on the river. Great river for us. Makes it less likely they have a king. So we will be calling the river, I believe. W59. I mean, what's interesting about this river is they don't think we're folding very much, but we still have to call, I think. Jacks win. All right. And we have 2.5 big blinds. I've gotten destroyed. Although I've been pretty card dead. I mean, sometimes it just happens, you know? Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you can just be destroyed by other players that aren't You know, this player's better than me, but even if they weren't better than me, I could still be destroyed. It's just the way poker works sometimes. 6-5, fold. Fold, 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 fold. Ugh. I mean, with 3.4, I guess we can fold 7-3. That's like a pretty line spot. Like, we're shoving at least 85% of our hands there. All right, double up one more time, maybe? Hey! Hey! Back to 202. We will not die. We're not going to give in until the end. Okay, take one down. Good. 232. Good. 9-6 suited. This is also really close if they decide to shove, but they min-raise, which is fine. We'll call 30 to win 90. We will flop a gutter and stop and go. Maybe not. We should maybe just check fold. Because I don't think they're ever folding to a stop and go. They bet 30 chips, though. We're getting 5 to 1. Sure. Sure. Sounds fine to me. What a nice little 8-ball on the river. Checking an 8-ball. And then they just have kings full. They probably have kings full. Oh no, queen jack. Ayah. 5-6 suited. Let's rumble. Can we get lucky once more? One more time. 7. GG. Alright, well, listen, we can't be too upset with today's episode. Or at least I'm not. You guys can feel free if you want. But I'm pretty happy with it. We won a 240. We won a 200. We did lose the last spin and go, but against a very good player and an experienced player, someone that I'm not going to be winning against. So, overall, I'm pretty happy with how it went. We made some money today. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you liked the video down in the comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. If you've made it this far, please subscribe, guys. It's free. Really motivates me to keep doing this stuff. And I love doing it right now. But I wanna grow the channel to where it's like sustainable, where I can plan to do this for years. And I think we can get there if we keep growing. So hit the subscribe button. And last of all, of course, if you want to play Spin&Gos with me on PokerStars, check out the link down in the description below. But that's going to be it for this Spin&Go episode. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.